And they're off. St Patrick's Thursday gets underway with the Grade 1 Turners Novices Chase, 16 fences to jump over 2.5 miles, and Ginny's Destiny gets the first call. Towards the outside is Djelo as they go over the first fence, and then racing to the inside, Grey Dawning tuck it in third. Zanahiyr, and out wide is Jamaico as they go then on towards fence number 2. Iroko is next to the field with Le Patron towards the inside, then Facile Vega as they go over fence number 2, at which Charger was just a little sticky at the back of the field. Colonel Henry is racing last but 1 and last but 2. Let's be clear about it, as now they begin to make the run down the hill on a long run now towards fence number 3, the first of the quartet of plain fences taken in the home straight. Ginny's Destiny and Harry Cobden have the lead by a length to Djelo and Charlie Deutsch racing in second, and then around the outside is Jamaico racing in third. On the inside, Grey Dawning is in fourth. Between them is Zanahiyr. Then Iroko, followed next by Facile Vega, and on that one's inside Le Patron as they go over the first fence taken in the home straight. At that fence, Facile Vega wasn't that slick, wasn't certainly as quick in the air as some, still racing in front of Let's Be Clear About It, and then Colonel Harry, and at the back of the field is Charger as they go over the next, which was fence number 4, and they all jumped that one well. Slightly longer run now as they come up towards the 2 fences, which will be the second last and the last in a circuit's time in the Grade 1 Turners Novices Chase. And it is Ginny's Destiny who still has the lead over Djelo, who races in second as they rise at fence number 5. A slight mistake on the outside by Jamaico as they now go on towards fence 6, which will be the last in the circuit. Ginny's Destiny leads by just over a length to Djelo racing in second. Grey Dawning jumped it big and bold, racing in third position as they come up past the stands and go out into the country with a circuit to go. Facile Vega at the moment parked towards the inside, racing with only 3 behind as they go towards halfway. They're led towards halfway by Ginny's Destiny, and it's now opened up a 2-length break over Grey Dawning, who races towards the inside of Djelo. A further couple of lengths to Zanahiyr, who is on the inside of Jamaico. After Jamaico is Iroko on the outside of Le Patron, and then Facile Vega. After Facile Vega, Let's Be Clear About It towards the outside. Colonel Harry is still last but 1, and Charger still held up by Patrick Mullins. They go over the first of fences taken down the back straight, and at that fence, Le Patron was just nudged away from it by David Noonan. They go on now towards the water jump, which will be fence number 8, and it is Ginny's Destiny who leads them over the water. The lead was a length and a half over Djelo, who took it in second. In third was Grey Dawning. Then towards the outside is Jamaico. After Jamaico, on the inside races Zanahiyr, and between them Iroko as they go over an open ditch. Just 2 ditches in the race. That was the first of them. They're all safely over a new back marker. Colonel Harry is now just being nudged along. He is now last. Charger last but 1. The next plain fence is fence number 10. Facile Vega was low. Le Patron hit it very hard. So now they make the dog leg turn, going up the hill and on now towards the 11th, which is the final open ditch. Ginny's Destiny and Djelo towards the outside are the first 2. Grey Dawning took it in third. They've now got a break of about 4 lengths opening up to Zanahiyr, who is now into a clear 4th position. Iroko is now into 5th. Facile Vega is in 6th, and they're being followed then by Charger, who is trying to pick up as they take the fence as they rise towards the top of the hill. They've got 4 more fences to take in the Grade 1 Turners Novices Chase, and it's Harry Cobden and Ginny's Destiny who still have the lead. Djelo and Charlie Deutsch in second. Harry Skelton as Grey Dawning in third. Zanahiyr and Jack Kennedy in fourth. Facile Vega and Paul Townend in fifth. Then Iroko, followed by Let's Be Clear About It, and the others now are tailing off. They're now making the run down the hill. They're inside the final half mile, and 3 of them are now lining up, and they all come from Britain. On the inside is Ginny's Destiny. Between horses, Grey Dawning, and on the outside is Djelo. That was the order as they took the 3rd from home. Followed then by the Irish Battalion. Zanahiyr in 4th position. Facile Vega is in 5th. Jamaico has been pulled up. They're about to make the turn back towards the final quarter of a mile. 2 more fences to take. Harry Cobden, Ginny's Destiny on the inside by a half length. Harry Skelton, Grey Dawning on the outside in second. Djelo is now held in third. In 4th position is Zanahiyr, followed by Facile Vega and then Iroko over the second last. And it's Ginny's Destiny now overtaken by Grey Dawning. Grey Dawning puts his grey head in front, and now he goes clear by a length and a half. They're going to the 16th and final fence. Grey Dawning, big and bold. He leads by 2. Ginny's Destiny is trying to rally in second. 8 lengths away. Djelo in third. Another 150 yards to go. Grey Dawning is paddling. Ginny's Destiny is trying. Another 100 yards to go in a slow motion finish, and Grey Dawning has won the Turners. Grey Dawning wins for Harry and Dan Skelton. In second came Ginny's Destiny, Djelo in third in a 1-2-3 for the Brits.
Team Skelton have already got 2 winners on the board in key handicaps yesterday, but this Grade 1 is important. He's potentially a Gold Cup horse. Harry Skelton, of course, on board Grey Dawning. Talk me through that.
Yeah, great. You told me they're important, these Grade 1s, yesterday, Lydia. And you're dead right. Any win in here is special, but no, it was absolutely great. Horse we've always believed in, to be honest. I was umming and ahhing which race did we go for, and thankfully it's all come right on the day.
Talk me through how the race panned out from your perspective.
From a jockey's point of view, everything that I thought, it all happened. I followed Harry Cobden. He went a good strong gallop. I managed to jump with a bit of room at the top of the hill and land upsides him. And then once I knew, I'd just make sure then there was no let up then. 2 good jumps at the last, and they just idled then a bit up the running, but that's him a little bit. But yeah, fantastic, all went well.
A better jump than a really, really good jumper at 2 out as well, and that put the seal of it.
Yeah, he made a mistake there here at the last time he was here, and they're novices.
Yeah.
You know, people expect these horses to just go around and be squeaky clean the whole way through their careers, and it's not reality. Do you know what I mean? He made a mistake. Hopefully he's learned from that and he won't do it again. So, you know, that's racing.
This is a proper staying Gold Cup prospect, though, isn't it? Even though he's won over 2.5 here.
That's where we dream to be. But I've always said it, he's not short of that bit of pace either. You know, the whole way around I was just on my limit, but that's sort of how he's best, because I can keep the throttle on him a little bit. I can just keep the foot down, and that's when he's better. When you just, because otherwise he just can switch off a little bit and just daydream a little bit. But he's better when I just slightly got him squeezed between my legs, so I can just keep him on his A game, you know.
Well, that was his A game and yours as well. Could be the start of a big day with Nicholls and Protectorat. Very best of luck and congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Cheers.
And now we have Dan Skelton to talk about Grey Dawning, the Grade 1 winner in this Turners Novices Chase. We're just talking with Harry. It's great to have handicap winners. Getting on the board at Cheltenham is really important, but you need horses like this to be winning, taking you to races like the Gold Cup, surely.
Yeah, I mean, that's the long-term ambition, but he's just a fabulous horse. He's a horse that we've always held in the highest regard. He's won graded races en route, and now he's got his Grade 1. I was bitterly disappointed he fell at Aintree last year in a Grade 1 hurdle. It wasn't meant to be, you know, but maybe horses learn along the way, and I think that we've run him plenty. I did want to run him in between Warwick and here, but at the time then, 11th out, just didn't feel quite right. So I just preferred this race, and he's just really, really good.
Well, it's a good decision, though, isn't it? I mean, clearly you're standing here in the winners' enclosure. There have been lots of races that traders have had to choose between, and you must be, give yourself a clap on the back. You've made a good one. Well,
I think so, yeah. But at the same time, I'd have fancied him yesterday. Now, Factophile may be a different kettle of fish and everything else, but I hold, sometimes when you get a horse that you think's this good, you've got to puff your chest out and go with him. So I wasn't afraid to do that, but I did just look at the forecast. I walked the course last Friday, and I was just convinced that the Thursday was just going to be right for him. I'm not frightened of him having a bit of speed, and it looked like that today. But turning in, you just know you've got that 3 mile up your sleeve, and you've got that 3 mile ability. It was a comfortable feeling. So yeah, it was the right race, but it's very easy to make the wrong decision. I've made them before.
And so, I mean, you're going to be training from the Gold Cup backwards, presumably.
Yeah, we will. He's got a full stamina pedigree, and yeah, we'll think about starting somewhere. I wouldn't be afraid to give him a run before a Betfair, this horse, because he loves racing. This year we started him off at Exeter. He needed the run a bit and finished third behind Stairway Fay, and he's just improved, and yeah, he's just a really, really good horse, and a horse that you just hope, fingers crossed, he's the lucky one that gets a smooth run.
And Harry was saying that mistake he made here back in December up against Ginny's Destiny, he's a novice, he's learned from that. His jumping was great today. It was
really good, and the biggest compliment I can give the horse is that what Harry did was plan A, and there was never a second's deviation from it.
Yes.
And sometimes, when you're in that position, it probably highlights the fact that you're on a very good horse.
Will we see him again this season?
I hope so. I'm not afraid to run him. Like I say, he loves racing. The ground would have to be suitable for entry. I'd enter him over 2.5 and 3, but I think 3 there would be more likely. But he likes his racing. And I'm not saying he idled there, because he definitely didn't. You know, it was a hard race. But we don't want to get him beat, but at the end of the day, we're not afraid to go and be competitive. So, you know, I know how good he is, and he's been beaten before and come back from it. So, you know, you can't hide under a shell and go, well, I don't fancy getting beat in this. So we'll see.
I love that way of campaigning horses. 3 winners now for the festival so far. Chance of another Grade 1 with Protectorat. How are you feeling about that?
Pretty positive. He's in great form. He's stepping out of that Gold Cup arena, which is obviously appropriate. He wasn't hitting those numbers, but he'll stay the trip very, very well. There's plenty of pace on in the race. I think it's going to be a very, very hard 2.5 miles. And you know, if you said what sort of 2.5 mile race does Protectorat need, it's obviously a hard one.
And in between, you've got Nicholls in the next, and he's been eased a little bit by the handicapper. He's on a much lower mark compared to his chase mark. Now, you're probably aware there's been quite a bit of chat amongst racing fans on social media about Langadan, and the eventual gist of what they're saying is, we don't have a chance. You know, we can't. You know, the horse turns up. We can't understand. He's been beaten long distances at big odds. He suddenly turns up, is well backed, and he wins back-to-back Coral Cups. What would you say to those punters who are saying that?
Well, I can understand that his form, you know, going purely on form, his form is not good. And I was very worried after the last day. What people don't realise is that he came from here last year. He had a surgery, which I publicised. He started at the start of the season. I thought he was very, very rusty. And then after the run in the Lanzarote, I said to Colm, I think we're in big trouble here. I better just scope him just to check. And he had ulcers, which I've documented. So I've documented the injury that he had here last year, that he needed surgery on. I've documented the fact that he needed gastro treatment, and it was reported by the stewards that he bled last time. So all of these things are there, and he's needed all of this help. And he's come back. It's not the handicappers assessed him, not me, and here we are. But he has been a particularly difficult horse, and I think given the fact that he's had the injury, made it even more complicated. You know, of course, people are going to go, oh, well, this, that, and the other. But actually, I give credit to the team for actually getting him in the shape to be here. And it wasn't until the last 3 weeks that I gave him any chance. You know, I've been on your show, Road to Cheltenham. I've been on all these previews. I've said it in the Racing Post. I've said it everywhere I can. The 3 things that I've said are he had the injury, he bled, and he had ulcers. I can't really do much more than that.
I ask you because I know that you're conscious about racing's image with the wider public and how it comes across. That's why I'm putting the question to you, so that you can answer it.
And quite appropriate. And you know, I'm never gonna hide away from these things. They need talking about. I'll talk about them. But I actually think it's a great story that he even came back. That Coral Cup last year might have been the last day you saw him. The vets did a fabulous job of repairing him, and he got back here. I think it should be more of a, wow, isn't that a great story, rather than what was going on there.
Well, I don't want to bring the mood down, because you have just won a Grade 1. You might win another Grade 1, and good luck with Nicholls in between.
Thank you very much.
Watch live racing now on racingtv.com.